Slovenia. But anyway, like I had mentioned, we are hopping on into the lesson and we are hopping on into our rounding. We are hopping on into our rounding. Who can read it for me? And remember, while you're reading it, I know I have my little typo in here, just to make things easier for you. Go ahead, let me know, Sebastian.
I can round numbers to the nearest tenth place and explain how on the exit.
Go ahead, repeat with us. I can round numbers to the tens place. And explain how on the exit ticket. Notice that it says written. It says written. So while you'll practice explaining to me with words, you're going to also have to be using actual writing to tell me as well. As we go ahead and get on into this, we're going to be doing a couple of things. And the first thing we need to do is talk about different words that we'll need to actually be successful during this. We have 3 words. We have 3 words. And some of these pictures that you see on the board are there to kind of help explain. What is my first word? Rounding. Oh, thank you to everybody, but I want a hand. What is my first word? Go ahead, let's hear from you, Rania. We have rounding. Repeat with me. Rounding is replacing a number to a shorter, more simple representation. Do you guys remember when we talked about estimating? What does estimating mean? Who can remember? Go ahead, tell me, Alexia, what do you remember? Do you need a little bit of time to think about it? Alexia, you just offered us a good opportunity. This is what I'd like you to do. I'm looking for teams who are working together with a partner very well. You are going to ask your partner, what do you know about estimating? What does it mean? Turn and chat with a partner. What does that word estimate possibly mean? See if you can connect with someone else to help you build. Oh, Sebastian, wrong direction. What does estimating mean? Together. What does it mean to estimate?
Estimating means
Christian, help me. Alexia, are you feeling confident again? Coming back in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Thank you, Green's already ready. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, I'm going to come back to you, Alexia. What did you guys get to talk about with your partner? What do you guys think estimating might mean?
estimating might mean going to the next 10.
Estimating is very similar. When you estimate, something that connects estimating and rounding together is that tenth. We will need that. So hold on to what Alexia just shared, right? Go ahead. What did you also talk about? Let's hear from Miranda and Elsa's group.
I think
Estimating means to guess. Estimating means?
yes.
And while it's not on our actual vocabulary sheet itself, it's really important with rounding because it does exactly what Alexia and Sebastian shared. We want to estimate to make things easier to count. Rounding does that for us. Repeat with me. Rounding and estimation are connected. They make numbers simple. So, if we know we're rounding, what are our last 2 different words? words because they are going to help us actually round. We know we estimate and round to make numbers simple, Chelsea. So we need those second two words to help us. And you'll actually see some of those displays on the screen as well. Go ahead. What is my next one? Help me out, Miranda. This one is?
Midpoint.
And read out. What is a midpoint? Yeah. Repeat with me. 5, 15, 25. What is the same between all of these numbers? What is the same between all of these numbers? Go ahead, Andrews. They all are counting by fives. Just like Miranda said, midpoint is the halfway between tens. We know half of 10 is what? Shout it out. The halfway of 10 is what? Shout it out. It's 5. So just like Andrews pointed out the trends, we see 5, 15, 25. The midway point is going to be important because it helps us figure out, are we rounding up or are we rounding down? Go ahead, help me with that last one. I want a new hand. We've got rounding, we've got midpoint, we've got timeline. I want a new hand. Go ahead, let's hear from you, Kaylani. Numbers. Good. And you guys know what a timeline is. I won't spend too much on it, but this is another tool you'll use. You guys often hear me say you either go up or you go down. Our timeline is a better way to show you what your options are. It doesn't have to be used, but if it's something that you want to use in the lesson, then you certainly can. Now, we've got our example of our timeline right here. Let's go ahead and practice the skip counting. Go, help me skip count. Start at 10.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80.
Now, we had Miranda and Andrews talk about midpoint. Right now, I only have my groups of 10. I want to see how well you were listening. I need you to help me write the midpoints for each number. For example, I know 5 is in the middle. I know if I go 5 more to 10, I make 15. What is the midway point between 20 and 30? What is the midway points between 20 and 30? Go ahead, I have Christian. Christian, can you come write it up? And you can just put it right on the line. What is the midway between 20 and 30? Everyone, ding, 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 you got it.
Ding, 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 you got it.
Go ahead, I have Aaron next. Aaron, can you come help me put the midway point between 30 and 40? Those of you in the small group, you guys already know. Quiet, please. Let's do one more example. Go ahead. I have Isaiah. Isaiah, come right up the midpoint between 40 and 50 for us. Right here. What goes in between? We'll let him have his opportunity first. We'll go look. I'll help you in a second. Oh, you're close. But remember, whenever we have our midpoint, we know that we'll always need a 5. If we have 10, 20, 30, 40, what is our group of 10 first? We're going to need that 5. But is it just 5? I have what? What's that whole number together. Because if it's just 5, it'd be up here. I have 5 and what?
4. 5.
Pause. There we go. Write it on it. And remember, don't take opportunities from others. Let him have his moment. Now, everyone, great job, Isaiah. As you guys are using the number line, the halfway point or the midway point is important because it will tell you what direction you're going in. We'll also go ahead and use our HTO chart. Remember, it stands for hundreds, it stands for? Oh, it stands for hundreds, it stands for? It stands for tens, it stands for? It stands for ones, it stands for? And this is going to help you identify where on the number line you're going. So, I'm going to come around and I have this chart for you. On yours, you have a number line on one side that matches the one that's on the board, and you have your HTO chart on the other. If you are, in this case, I'll go ahead, I'll have Miranda grab it. In this case, I'll go ahead, I'll have Camila grab it. Go ahead, Emmanuel, Alex C, and Isaiah. I need you to get whiteboard markers from the back. Go ahead, grab whiteboard markers from the back. No messing with them. Well, we'd have to not be playing with things when we should be doing math. Sounds like karma. Like I said, we gotta make sure we're on task. Sounds like karma. Camila, you got 10 seconds. Get things ready to go. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Eyes on me.
Eyes on you.
Now, right now, all of you guys have our materials. Let me go ahead and post this one. This one will be on the side for us to look at in a little bit. Now, all of us have our materials and it's time to actually do the rounding. When we round, there's a special rule. Go ahead. Repeat with me. When I round, 5 rises up, 4 drops down. One easy way to remember is thinking of a roller coaster. Just like we talked about our midpoint already, our midpoint is always a 5. Our midpoint is always a 5. So you're going to notice that I'm always going to refer to this magical number. Because without knowing if our number is bigger or smaller than it, then we won't know whether to round up or down. Notice that on our chart, it also tells us what to do. It tells us 1. underline the place value that you are rounding to. What are we rounding to? And go back to what we had said earlier. We're rounding to the nearest what? We are rounding to the nearest what, Sebastian? To the nearest tens. So we're going to do exactly what our rounding principle tells us. On your little board, just like this one, I want you to write in the number 16. We know we have a 1 in the tens place and a 6 in the ones place. Go ahead on yours, write it in. Son malo. It tells us to also underline that value. What number is in my tens place? I'd like a hint. What number is in the tens place, Esteban? 1. A 1. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to underline my 1. This is what's going to play a good role. Go ahead, Esteban. Not for right now, okay? Now, our second step tells us to look next door. Our second step tells us to
Look next door.
What is next door? What number is in the previous place value? Go ahead, let me know, Isaiah.
6.
We have a 6. Now, Isaiah, I'm going to ask you to help me with our rounding principle. We know if we have a 5 or more, we rise up. But if we have a 4 or less, we go down. Is our 6 larger or less than 5? Isaiah, is our 6 larger or less than 5? It's larger, so we need to round what direction? Up or down, Isaiah? We round up. We round
Up.
Repeat with me. The 16,
16.
or excuse me, the 1
The 1
is in the tens place.
is in the
The 6 is next door. We round up. Notice how I use that to explain what I want to hear. You're going to have to be doing this in writing. So one more time. The 1
The 1
is in the tens place.
is in the 10th place.
6
6
is next door. So we round up. I want you to try this one. Erase those numbers that are on your board. I have the number 42. Write it into your spaces. Write it into your spaces. What number is inside of my tens place? What number is in my tens place, Alexia? We have a 4. Now, we do exactly what number 2 tells us. We look next door. We look.
Next door.
What number is in my ones place? What number, Aiden, or excuse me, Aaron? We have a 2. Aaron, help me follow the rule. If we have 5 or more, we rise up. If we have 4 or less, we round down. Is 2 greater than 5 or less than 5?
Less than 5.
So where do we round, Aaron?
Down.
We round down. We round.
Down.
Repeat with me. The 4
The 4
is in the tens place.
the 10th place.
2
2
is next door.
is next door.
So we round down.
So we round down.
Can you do one by yourself?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm pulling a stick. Let's see. Oh, let me see. I might trick you. I might trick you. Thank you, Aiden. Try it out.
I know what it's trying to do.
Después de este.
Okay, I know. I know what it's trying to do.
Después de este.
You also know? Yeah.
that Aaron and Miranda are already ready to share. If you are still working, aka your paper has not have our work on it, make sure you're using your time wisely. Open that marker, get to going. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Eyes on me. I want to know, where are my two numbers going and where are they rounding? Go ahead, Aiden. You're standing up like you really got it. What should I write? You tell me.
In the ones place is 0.
A ones place is 0,
And the tens is 9.
and a tens is a 9. Now, I want you all to take a look. Give me your impression. Do you agree with Aiden with a thumbs up? Do you maybe agree? I think maybe some of it's right, but I think some fixes can be changed. Or I disagree. I think it might be something else. Go ahead, let me see your thumbs. Thank you already, Sebastian and Aaron. Thank you already, Kaylani. And I'm seeing some friends disagreeing. What is happening? Because I see the 9, and I know that it's going to have to be inside of this chart. Why can't I do it this way? Why can't I do it this way? Aiden, do you want to try and correct yourself?
Yeah.
What happened? Why do you think others are disagreeing with you?
Because it's not the right one.
What do I need to do then?
You need to break it for 10.
Oh, I need to break it apart. So what should I do? How can I break it apart? How do I represent the 9 that's up there? What should I write in then? Oh. Do you want to come write it in for us?
Yeah.
Come write it.
Okay.
Yeah, let him try. Now I want us to take a look now. Is what's in our H2O chart representing the number that is here? What do we think? Now, I'm going to pause us because I noticed what Aiden's doing, but we're skipping a couple of steps. Why do you think Aiden put in this 10? I want an explanation because I see some people nodding, and we are going to need that 10. He's not wrong there, but I want you to take some steps back. Why do we think Aiden put that 10 in there? Go ahead, Kaylani. Why do you think so? Because this number does round to 10. We will round to that 10. But do we put what number we round to in our HTO chart? No. We need to show what the representation of our original number is. Because is 9 the same amount as 10? No. So we have to make sure we're following along. That's why we have the sentence stem to help us in there. So if we think about our sentence stem, the blank is in the tens place. What should be in this tens place? Because it's not a 1 and it's not that 9. Go ahead, Sebastian. What should be in the tens place if I'm representing the 9? A 0. Everyone, ding, 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 you got it.
You got it.
And finishing out that sentence, blank is next door. What is next door that caused Aiden to round up to that 10? Go ahead, let me know, Lavinia. That 9. You have to be careful with place value. That is the reason why we have our charts. Also, when you're looking at that timeline that's on the back, that can always help you find out what are my 2 options to round to as well. Use your resources. Exactly, and that's a good advice to be listening to, Sebastian. Go ahead, try one more.
Okay, now this one. Yeah, this is not trying to.
Like I said, make sure you're not making unnecessary noises. You're riding on in. write our numbers as our separate values, then use our sentence stem to help you figure out, are you rounding up or down? Emergency? Okay, go. You guys try your best to hold things until we're almost done. I would highly appreciate it. But anyway, go ahead. Let's hear from you, Miranda. Finish my sentence. The blank
is the 10th place and the 5 is next.
So we round to what? Go ahead, Miranda, finish it.
70.
So we round to 70. Now, oops, didn't finish my 7. Now we're getting it. Feeling confident?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Do I have one more for you to practice?
Yeah. Oh.
Get ready, because I'm going to have you do the same thing Miranda did. I want to hear that sentence stem, break it apart, figure out where are we rounding. Break it apart, figure out where we are rounding. Go ahead, let me know. Let's hear from you, Lavinia.
The 2 is in the 10th place and the 2 is next door.
So we round to
20.
everyone. Ding, ding, ding. You got it. Now, let's do it again.
Oh, I know it's fine.
We've got it again. Take a few extra seconds. Making sure you're drawing on in. Go ahead, let me know. Let's hear from you, Aaron.
The 5 is in the 10th place and the 8 is in the
So we round to? I didn't hear you, Aaron. We round up to what? What's that group of 10 called? 60. There we go. Everyone say, great job, Aaron.
Great job, Aaron!
Now, I need you to pause because we are going to go ahead and get one more representation of our rounding. Eyes on me. We just practiced the rounding. At this point, you guys have got it pretty well. But I want to review this one more time. Repeat with me. Rounding. To make a number simple. Number 1.
Number 1.
Underline your place value.
Underline place value.
2.
2.
Look next door.
Look next door.
To decide
To decide
if you're rounding up or down.
to decide if rounded up or down.
And if you ever forget, beautiful job, Alexia. And if you ever forget, find the number, look right next door, 5 or more, raise the score.
Raise the score.
4 or less,
4 or less,
let it rest.
let it rest.
When you guys come back tomorrow, we'll do the same thing, but we are looking at hundreds. We are looking at
100.
Do you think that you can apply the same thing to your hundreds?
Yes.
Then perfect. What I'm going to go ahead and have you look at is something called a self-evaluation. Oh, necesitas un momento, siéntate en su mesita, por favor. What I'm going to have you quickly look at is something called a self-evaluation or a self-assessment. Just like you're here telling me, Miss Stackhouse, after this lesson, I feel a little bit better about rounding. If you were to put me on 99 math right now, I bet I can get my score up. When we self-assess, we are thinking about our skill. We are thinking about
Our skills.
so tomorrow, I'm going to have you self-assess yourself. You're going to tell me how you think you did, right? And we're going to do that by circling one of the 6 boxes. You are circling your score. You are?
Circling our score.
Thank you, Sebastian. You are?
Circling our score.
There are 2 things you're going to need tomorrow to pass. Listen carefully. Your first one is rounding numbers. Your first one is?
Rounding numbers.
You just did that today. Lots of you guys said, I feel really good. If you know, Miss Stackhouse, I feel so good, I can even help other people, you would circle the smiley face with his mouth open. If you know, Miss Stackhouse, for the most part, I think I've got it, but I don't know if I'm confident to help others and tutor them, you'd circle our middle one. I feel okay at it. If you know you're someone and you're feeling confused, right, Miss Stackhouse, please do this again. I need some extra help. We'll circle our one that looks a little tired, right? The purpose of a self-assessment is just to see what you think you're doing. That way, if you're already feeling like you're struggling, I know to give you more time. I know to give you more practice. I know to give you more help. But if you're someone that's already telling me, Miss Stackhouse, I don't need it. We're already done. I've got it. I can do an A. That tells me I can move on to the next thing. We can learn more. We can learn something different. Okay? The second thing I'm going to ask you for is how you are explaining what you know. We used our sentence stem earlier. The blank is in the tens place. The blank is next door. So we round blank. I am looking for that in writing form. If you're someone that can use our sentence stem and to help you write it, you'll have that middle section. If you can do it in your own words, like you often hear me say, if you don't need the sentence stem, you'll have that excellent. Now, when you take this, it will be for tomorrow. It will be for
Tomorrow.
Do you think you're ready to multiply this and do it by tens?
Yes.
Okay. What I want you to do to get a little bit more practice, now we are going to go ahead, grab our computers, and we are going to do some more practice on CKLA, on 99 math. Grab your computers, open them on up. I'll get our code going in just a second.
My computer's been glitching.
It's broken.
I broke it.
I will also take your little pages. When you're getting your computers, you can grab these for me. Miss Isabel, can you help me collect Yes. Oh, yes. Go ahead, make sure your name is on there too. If you need help spelling it, let me know. And yeah.
I'm short. Don't. Do anything.
After math, we're not done. You guys are still going to be on the page.
Oh yeah, since for your Christmas gift, I
Make
forgot
sure you
again.
get the choices. I got 2 hours.
James
So
Pass.
you guys leave.
I'll give you one more assignment.
Can you make good choices? Because I got 2 people out, so I want to make sure I don't want them to get in trouble. Okay, go walk over here. Yes, if you do not have your computer. Let me go ahead and get your code on up. So grab your guys' computer because we are heading in and I don't have time to. My friends that are coming in, remember, I have no time to waste. You need to come on in, take a seat, grab your computer, and get on to 99 math. markers back in there. Oh, that's what this is.
Aaron, can I borrow this? Yeah. It's rounding. Oh, it's rounding.
Just about. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I am starting with or without you. Make sure you're getting that code in. 360325. Go ahead and start. Remember, you are rounding to the nearest 10. If you need that reminder, posters at the bottom. Oh, I already hear some folks saying it's getting much better. Must be easier to earn some of those points. Remember the rules over that midpoint. Go on, clever. That might be the thing. It looks like you have about 20 seconds. Eyes on me. So notice our accuracy. Oh. Notice our accuracy. Is this what we want to see? No. So let's do our best. Let's go up. Remember, look at our resources. Think of our midway points. If you have a 5, you rise up. If you have a 4, you're going down. Those of you who were in small group really have a fire under you because you were not here for most of our lesson. You've got something to prove. So making sure you're using what we have up there to help you. Go ahead, help me celebrate. Where'd my stickers go? Help me celebrate. Great job, Miranda.
Great job, Miranda.
Great job, honey.
Great job, honey.
Great job, Christian.
Great job, Christian.
Great job, Joshua.
Great job, Joshua.
Great job, Camila.
Great job, Camila.
Great job. Is that to the penguin as well? And penguin.
And penguin.
My turn.
Great
Great job, Ricardo.
Great job, Ricardo.
Oh, so is it Lavinia or Lee? Great job, Sebastianelle.
Great job, Sebastian.
Oh, this one? Great job, Lavinia.
Great
I didn't know he was working with you. Great job, Eric.